sometimes we all need to strengthen the outer leg. And one of the ways, Robert has a really good way of doing that. And sometimes when people have pain in the knee or they're having trouble getting their knees down, when I do this next exercise, it helps to strengthen the outside so the knees come down. So the way to get your knees to come down is to strengthen the outside of your leg. That's how you do it. And most people are stronger on the inside of their leg, so the knees come up. So you're always trying to strengthen the other side. And a very simple, easy way to do that is to take, or I'm just going to start with taking your right foot. I like it. And my right foot is going to pull my toes back towards my shin. And I want to put my right pinky on the ground. My right pinky toe is on the ground. And I want to try and lift my heel up. So my foot is kind of sideways. My knee is turned out. And my foot is just a little bit to the right of the center of my mat. So it's not too far. Everybody good? Now, when you lift your heel off of the ground, I want you to feel the outer part of your ankle, outer part of your right ankle. And then I want you to push your heel forward. So you're going to push your heel forward, like towards the front of your mat. So push your heel forward. I don't see you pushing your heel. There you go. That's pushing your heel forward. And then let it release. And then push your heel forward towards the front of your mat. And then let it release. Keep your heel lifted as you do this. Bring your other foot a little bit towards me. Which one are you doing? The right one. Okay, that's your, okay. Bring your foot a little closer to me and do it, yeah. Because then you get more wiggle out of it. So the activity is that you're pushing your heel towards the front of and you're trying to keep your heel lifted as you do that. And then you just release it a little bit and then you come back. So you're really trying to push your heel forward and you should start to feel the muscles on the outside of here. Anybody starting to feel that? Lekker. Okay. So you wiggle back and forth there and you do it until it really starts to get annoying. Like, you know, somebody tapping their fingers on the table while you're trying to concentrate. You wiggle back and forth, but it's the push forward that's making it stronger on the outside. You should not really be feeling it on the inside. So if you're feeling it on the inside, you may need to adjust your foot a little bit to the left or the right. Is anybody feeling it up here? Yeah, cool, nice. You're going to feel it probably where you're weakest. So there's an energy line that runs here as well. It's meridians. And I've actually got to do a little teacher training piece on the meridians. So I'm going to use you guys to refresh my memory. And you just keep wiggling it back and forth and bring your heel towards me. Really push it forward towards me. Oh. Just about a couple more minutes. No, just a little bit more. Wiggle your heel. And it really should be annoying. Everybody agree it's annoying? Yeah. We made a vote here. Okay. No. No, all right, now just fold the leg in. Just leave it where it is on the front. It's okay. Fold it in. And if the knee didn't usually go down, it might go down a little easier. And then we get to do the other side too. It does go down. I don't usually lie. And if you do it right, if all you're doing is when this muscle turns on, it pulls the knee down. Try the other side. So the right leg's folded, whichever the other one is for you. And your pinky toe hits the ground, your heel is up, and you're pushing your heel towards the front of the mat, trying to keep your heel up. So it's the push forward, not the pull back, that's important. And then you just release it and push it forward and pull back. Oh, I'm wondering what this is going to do. That's my leash. And it's the push forward towards the front of the mat. You really want to keep that. So for you, this is also going to stabilize the outside of the knee. To keep it, like you said, you have to make the muscle strong around it.
Yeah, every morning.
Mm-hmm. So push forward. Everybody looks pretty good. And anybody starting to feel it now? I have the tendency to sprain my ankles just once in a while, something to do, you know. But if I would make them stronger by doing this, by doing more exercises where the toes are lifted, and do it till it gets a little bit annoying, a little bit fatigued, and it's the push forward. And you should be only feeling it really on the outside. Just about 30 more seconds will go to get a few good contractions out of it by pushing the heel forward. Why? Why do I want you to do this? Because it helps you to sit up straight easier. And that's the goal of yoga. So you can sit up straight and meditate. That's the goal. Pretty much. 3, 2, and 1. Now pull the foot back in and let the knee down. And I just want you to sit for a second and feel how you feel seated. And hopefully it's a little easier to get the knees down. You're going to work on that. And that I want everybody now to put the other foot in front, just because I like to, you know. And what I was saying to someone earlier is that you pick one leg to put in front all the time. I want you to start switching it up, because you're out of balance because you only pick one side. You don't even think, you think, okay, I'm just sitting, I'm meditating, but you're making a choice. You're making a choice, which is the most comfortable choice for you probably, but that doesn't mean that you're in balance sitting there. So learn to use both legs in front. So start switching that, and then you can be, what is it called? Ambidextrous. When you can write with either hand, and you can be right-handed or left-handed, or you can, you know, use both. Yeah. But we do things. And your right and your left brain. Okay, while I'm doing this, I don't know what I'm doing. And I want you to take, okay, we're going to just cross your legs, cross your right leg over your left. And I want you to take your foot in an anti-clockwise position. You're going to make a circle with your foot counterclockwise. So imagine there's a clock in front of you, and you're making the foot go the opposite direction in a circle. Okay? You're making the foot, just make sure you're making a circle. You're going in counterclockwise position. And I want to take your right hand, the right hand's up in front of it, and you're going to make a 6 with your hand. Draw a 6 with your hand. And most people cannot do that because your right and left brain want to work together, and you don't even know you can't do that. Your foot goes one direction and your hand goes the other. It's all connected, okay? So that your foot is not going in a 6. Your foot still continues to go counterclockwise, and only your hand makes the, your foot wants to go with it. All right, come back. That was just fun for fun. Okay. So I'm saying you don't realize how many things you do on automatic, it just happens. This is how I sit down. This is what I do. When we start becoming more aware of what's happening when we're doing something, we can change it. I want your fingertips on the ground. Roll to the front of the sit bones, lift the heart. And now I want you, one of the things we were doing by learning to sit straight is I want you to activate, we're going to start with your right knee. So another way we can start to strengthen the outer hip is I want you to imagine that you're reaching your right knee forward, and then reach your right knee away from your right hip. So make it a little longer. Right knee reaches away from right hip. And then I want you to push your right knee backwards towards the back of your mat a little bit. Push the back. You can even lift your leg a little bit and push it back. Try and sit straight. Try not to round your back when you do it. And reach your right knee away from your right hip and push your right knee a little bit to the back. And what I want to happen is that now the back of the hip is turning on. You feel that as well? That's what I want. I usually get what I want. Not true. Now we're going to pay attention to the left knee. The left knee reaches away from the left hip. So you're lengthening it out to the side. And then I want you to push it back. So you can even lift it up a little bit and push it back until you feel a contraction on the back of the leg. So if your knees aren't down, you want your outer hip to be strong so that you can stay seated in a upright position. Left knee reaches away, left knee reaches back, right knee reaches away, right knee reaches back. And now I feel the muscles turned on the outside of my hips. Now I want you to relax back down, just kind of settle back down. Smile. And now your seat is better. Positions of sitting is better. And I want you to lean to the left. So I'm going to have your left hand go to the ground. Keep your legs a little bit active here. And roll to the front of the sit bone so your heart is lifted, and relax your head to the left. So you're just letting your head kind of drop to the left. And I want you to take your right arm and just reach it down in a sort of diagonal line and reach it back. We're going to play a little bit here. So you're going to let your neck kind of go down and up. I'm trying to. And you're going to feel where you feel a little bit of stretch, and then you're going to take a deeper breath into that. And then I want you to raise your arm so it's parallel to the ground, just right here. Just reach it away. And if just reaching your arm away, you start to feel some energy in your lower arm. Can you feel that? If you reach your arm away, you start to feel energy in the lower arm. If you want to feel it even more, keep your head relaxed to the left and bring your fingertips up on your right hand towards the ceiling, and then push your hand away. And then you really feel there's like almost pain in your lower arm because there's a lot of energy running, because we opened up an energy line from the shoulder into the hand. And you can shut that energy line off. If you bring your head up now and take your right ear to your right shoulder, the pain in the arm or in the energy will shut off. Feel that? You don't want that, so go back. Go back. And turn your right hand up towards the ceiling, left hand's on the ground. Stay rolled to the front of the sit bone so the spine is long. And bring the right arm up in its little stretch sideways. Now, at the same time, your right arm is up. I want you to remember what we just did with your right knee? Your right knee reaches away and your right knee pushes back a little bit. So we activate the leg along with the arm. Right knee reaches away, right arm reaches up and away. And then take a few deep breaths here. If you know what Ujjayi breath is, do that. 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale. And then I want you to open your chest up towards the ceiling. So you're going to sort of rotate your arm back so you feel a stretch into your armpit. You can drop your arm back even further if you want. So it stays up, but it just drops back behind you. Yeah. And then keep reaching your right knee down and away. Take some breaths into that. Keep the head relaxed to the left. Now just bring the right arm back up to the side, so sort of you're still leaning to the left. And now I want you to bend your right elbow and reach your elbow to the front of you. So it's your elbow is right in front of your shoulder, right in front of your heart almost. And I want you to push your elbow forward as if you're trying to reach it away, but you lift your elbow up at the same time. So you're pushing your elbow forward and you're keeping your head relaxed to the left. You push, and you're trying to take your hand back to the right. So your elbow goes in and your hand goes out. Becker. Reach the right knee down. Why am I doing this? Because there's energy lines there. And when you create the space, now take a deeper breath into it. Push the elbow forward, lift the elbow up higher. This is turning on a muscle called serratus anterior, which helps you breathe. Take one more deep breath. And feel the side ribs expand. Push the elbow forward, push the elbow up. Keep the head relaxed to the left. And on the next inhale, I want you to come up in slow motion. Close your eyes and rest your hands down onto your knees. And I want you to feel the energetic difference between the right side of your body and the left side of your body. And you can just sit with the energy. I want you to learn to observe. And you can feel there's a tingling and maybe in the back of your neck, in your face. And it's different right side to left side because you just opened an energy channel, a line on the right side of the body. This is kind of like the garbage root of your body. And so you want the energy to run in these lines so the garbage gets taken out. And then you feel better because your house is clean. And when you notice the energy, you calm down and you become a nicer person. And I like to hang out. Right hand goes to the ground. Left arm just kind of reaches down, and I want you to explore any place that feels a little stuck. If you have an ache or a pain or an injury, you're allowed to adjust. You don't have to listen. Arms first down. And then lift the chest, lengthen the spine, just play a little bit here. And then just reach the arm out straight to the side. And then actively reach the arm away. And then flex the fingertips up so that the hand comes and push the hand away. Feel the pain in the lower arm. There's a lot of energy flowing into your arm right now because you've opened up the energy channel. You can shut off the energy channel by bringing your head up. So if you pull your shoulders up all the time and then just take your left ear to your left shoulder, you shut off the energy. So the pain goes away or gets less. You don't feel the energy in your arm. Then relax your head back to the right. And this time we're going to reach the left arm up. And the left knee reaches away at the same time. So reach the left knee away and the left arm up. Staying with your breath, you can bend the elbow if you want. You're going to take a few deep breaths here. Relax the neck, relax the face. Take a ujjayi breath, which is 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Make the belly long, lift the heart, and then start to rotate your chest so the arm drops back a little bit. So you're just taking a little bit of a twist here, but keep reaching the left knee down as you do this. Head continues to relax to the right. Breath is deep. Let the breath fuel the poses, but you don't fight them. As soon as you fight the pose, you shut the energy off. Now I want you to come back just a little bit to sideways. And you're going to bend your left elbow and bring your left elbow to the front, but your hand goes back and your elbow goes forward. So meaning your hand is going back to the left, but your elbow is trying to go to the right. Now push your elbow forward and then lift your elbow up. Keep your head relaxed to the right. Push your elbow forward, lift your elbow up. Take deep breaths. Don't hold your breath here. Left leg is still reaching down and away. Elbow goes forward, elbow goes up. Just a few more breaths. Elbow goes forward, elbow goes up. Hand is trying to go back out again. Awkward. 2 more breaths. Push the elbow forward, push the elbow up. Open the hand out to the side. Last breath. And on the inhale, you float back, close the eyes, rest the hands down onto the knees. And notice the energy. Everything you do is to notice the energy. And so when I open up an energy line, it's not about how you look in the pose, it's how the energy runs. And so hopefully now, if you feel anything like I do, just from doing that pose, you feel a little more relaxed. Notice energy, you can calm down. And when you do that, all that other stuff out there in the world doesn't bother you as much. You need that. Let's take your right hand behind you into a little bit of a twist now. And I'm going to twist and release. I actually want to twist and look over your right shoulder, and then you're just going to release a little bit, and then twist and release back out of it again. Twist and release back out of it again. One more. Keep the spine long as you twist, because if you round your back as you twist, you don't have as much space between the discs to twist. You need to create the length to be able to twist further. Come back to the center. Pause for a moment. Watch the energy. And then we go to the other side. Left hand goes behind you, right hand towards the left thigh, and then just keep the length up, stay rolled to the front of the sit bones. twist, look over the left shoulder and release a little bit. Twist and release a little bit. Stay with strengthening that outside leg, lower line. One more breath here, twisting and releasing. And come back to the center. I want you to take your feet out in front. You should be sitting on a block. If you're not, maybe you need to get one. You're still on a block. Your feet are pretty wide. And you're just going to kind of see if you can tip forward and come off of the block. And then sit back down. And so you tip forward, you come off of the block. Maybe you need 2 blocks. Or 6. You tip forward and you come off of the block. And maybe you tip your block another way. And then you can tip forward and come off the block. Now, next time you tip forward and come off the block, I want you to stay here, but push your knees out. And when you push your knees out, you turn on the muscles on the outside here. You feel that? Push your knees out. You're still here. Pushing your knees out. Your ankles out. Face is smiling. And you sit back down again. Oh. So we're trying to run energy on the outside of the leg. I don't know. Okay, come forward again. I want you to have your hands. I'm going to do something, but maybe I shouldn't do it. Yeah, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want you to lift your hips in the air. You might need to look at me for a second, so hold on. Your right arm is going to go behind your right knee, your right knee. And then I want you to squat down with your arm squeezing between your knee. So your arm is kind of squeezing between the knee. If you can get it in there even further, squat down so that your leg is squeezing your arm. Your leg is pinching your arm. Can you feel that? And just go up. Now push, come up again. And then squat down so that your leg pinches your arm underneath. And then lift your hips again. Oh, lekker zeg. Do it 2 more times. Squat down. Apparently we're doing Pralaya today. Looks like that. And then do it 1 more time. Oh, squat down. And then hips up in the air again. And come back and sit on your block. Whew. Okay. Are you warm or is it just me? And then see if you can come off your block again. And sit back down. And come off. If you take your feet wider, it's easier to get your feet flat on the ground too. There you go. Do it again. All right, now we're going to come again. Forward, fingertips go on the ground, hips go in the air, and take your left arm underneath your left knee, and then squat down, squeezing your arm and kind of look up. And then, hey, this is comfortable. Is the photographer here yet? Okay, squat down, look up. And you're squeezing your left upper arm with your left leg. So you squat down, you hold on. And your leg gets tired when you do this. Can you tell that? So the left thigh starts to cook. Delicious. Do 2 more. Oh. All right, last one. And then you get to sit back down again. Then you come off your block again. And sit back down. And what's happening? I don't know. But we're running energy. That's what we're doing. All right, I want to come off the block and sit down. Because there's another, because I know also for your knee, bending it and pushing it like that isn't good. Huh? So we're going to do something else. And I want you, let's take your feet a little bit apart. And I want you to pay attention to your right leg more so. And you're going to push your right heel away from you and pull your toes back towards you. And because when you pull your toes back, take your right hand and put it on the outside of your right calf. And then point your toes. Point your toes away from you so the toes go away. And then pull your toes back. And when you pull your toes back, you feel the muscle turn on the outer leg. You feel that? That's called peroneus or peroneus. That's the muscle we want to turn on, which is going to support and then also all the way up. So in almost every yoga pose, you're pulling your pinky toe side back to the outside of your knee. And then you're turning on that energy line, okay? So that's what you're doing there. Your left hand is going to go beside you, just kind of leaning back to the side. And you're going to push your right heel away. Keep both sit bones on the ground. Don't roll over keep your both sit bones on the ground. Push your right heel away, roll to the front of the sit bone so your chest is lifted and your back is a little bit arched. And I want you to lift your right arm up and lean to the right. So I was telling you about opening up energy lines. So this is a whole energy line up my right arm, down my right leg. And I want you to really reach your right arm up, push your right heel away, leave both sit bones on the ground. Do not roll to the left and lift your right leg off of the ground. It's almost impossible to do without rolling onto the other leg. I can't even do it right now. But there's so much energy. You get a cramp. Everybody feel the cramp in the leg? Good. Because this is a good way to make your leg strong. Okay? So if you've had a knee injury, you don't have to bend the knee. You don't have to do anything. We're just running energy. And try and lift the leg. It's so hard. We have to do this afterwards, but back at that. But when you learn how to run energy, try the other side. Right hand goes down, left leg goes a little bit out. Push the left heel away so you turn on the peroneus on the outside of the leg. Pull the pinky toe side a little bit more towards the knee. Left arm goes up, keep both sit bones on the ground. Roll to the front of the sit bones, make your chest long. Keep your spine long because that's how energy runs. Push the left heel away, lengthen the spine, and attempt without rolling onto the right hip to lift the left leg. And I can't even do it. If I roll to the side, I can. It's not about lifting the leg, it's about running energy. And when you start to understand that, when you're doing poses, you don't try and twist yourself into a pose where there's no energy running. You want the energy to run. Why? Because then I become a much, healthier, happier person. And I can, and at some point, I don't even care how I look in the pose. That's what happens. Isn't it? Now, magic will happen. I want you to lie down on your back. We're going to keep strengthening a little bit. The outer line. You can pull the knees into your belly, give yourself a hug. Maybe you make some circles with your knees or try to lay them back. And I want you to stretch the legs. Let's just feel the energy in the leg. Your legs should feel a little bit warm right now. Feel the warmth tingling in the thighs because we just turned the muscles on and ran a lot of energy there. Just take a few breaths, melting into the energy. Maybe you feel some warmth in your face. Also possible. It's not right or wrong what you're feeling. I'm just observing what I'm feeling in my body. And when you can start to observe energy, listen better. All right, we're going to pull the right knee into your belly. And we're going to twist. So I want you to take your right knee, roll onto your left hip, and you're going to try and take your right knee to the ground on the left side. If it doesn't go all the way, it's okay. We can use blocks, we can use other things. And I want you to reach your right arm back to the right, and it's about shoulder height, Your arms are out to the side if you can, and you're in a twist. If not, we're gonna have to rock back and forth. Now, what I want you to do is get your right knee as close to the ground as you can. Be gentle. You're trying to get your shoulders back on the ground. And then you're gonna keep your knee bent to start. And you're gonna lift your right knee from the ground, but keep your foot and your knee about the same height. And then you're gonna lower it back down. So you're just gonna lift and lower your right knee. The twist, a bit of a stomach exercise as well. If it's too easy, straighten your leg out to the side about your hip height and lift from there. So I'm lifting, so strengthening the outer hip, but also my stomach at the same time. Just lift and lower the leg a few times. In the twist, I feel the twist go deeper when I lower my leg to the ground. More. And exhale, just release the knee down, look back to the right. Let's just spend a few breaths in the twist. Maybe you can adjust your shoulders, rolling your left shoulder a little more to the left, right shoulder, see if you can get any flatter. And open the mouth maybe on the exhale a time or two, just to soften. Now I want you to take your left arm, the one on the ground in front of you, and reach it up over your head with the hand palm down. Use your arm as a pillow. Your head is like sort of resting on your top of your left arm. And then you're going to use your right knee, reach back, and your right hand's going to grab your right ankle, if you can get there, behind you. Your left leg is straight, your left arm is straight. It's kind of a balance. It is a balance. Pull your right heel in towards your buttocks. You're going to feel the stretch on the front of the thigh. And I'm going to laugh when you fall over. Not true. Pull your right knee into your thigh. And then get a stretch there. And it's a balance. So you have to use your core. Use Mula Bandha if you know what that is. And you're going to try and lift your left leg from the ground as you do this. And if that's working for you and it's easy, you're going to lift your left arm as well and your head. And exhale, release it back down. Roll back onto your back and just lie for a few breaths, noticing energy. Open the mouth on the exhale if you desire. And let the energy run. The softer you become, the better the energy runs. So this is why you don't fight a pose, because if you fight the pose, you shut off the energy. I'm not saying you can't struggle a little bit or it can't be difficult. I'm saying don't try and push it faster or harder than it should be. Try and keep the stability, but don't fight it. And then pull the left knee into the belly. And then rock a little. And we're going into a twist. So you take the left knee and roll onto your right hip. As you take your knee to the ground, maybe your shoulders come off the ground. Maybe you need a blocker, you need some support, a blanket, a bolster, something. Reach the left arm back to the left. You're trying to get in the twist, but we're going to make it a little bit active because I want you to lift your left knee straight up from where it is. And your foot is about the same height, and then you lower it back down. All the way to the ground if you can, and then lift it back up. I even feel a stretch into my left armpit when I do this. Reach the left arm a little further away. Lift and lower that left leg, strengthening the outer hip. Keep the foot low, so you don't tip your knee down and your foot up. Keep the Foot as low as you can beside the knee, lift and lower till it starts to get a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued. And then just one more. If you want to keep going, it's okay, but when it starts to fatigue, go just a little bit further so that you build some muscle there. You don't have to go forever, just a bit. And when it's enough, I want you to rest back in the twist. Look back towards the left hand. You're in the twist. Look back the opposite direction. Take a few breaths, open the mouth on the exhale. Then you're going to sort of roll onto your side, straightening your right arm, using your arm as a pivot. And you're going to reach back and grab your left ankle with your left hand. First, you're going to stretch. First, pull the left heel towards the left buttock and push your hips forward. Push your hips forward so that you really feel the stretch on the front of the thigh. Lengthen the belly, open the heart. You're opening up these energy lines so that you can stay healthy. Take a deep breath into it. If you can lift your right leg from the ground, and now it's a balance, so the belly has to work a little bit more. Exhale. You can lower, you can lift your right arm as well. We're going to lower back down, rolling back onto your back again. Stretch the legs and smile. Feel the warmth and the energy in the legs. Now, staying with that same idea of what we were doing with strengthening the outer leg and turning the foot to the side. The first thing that we did, I'm going to do it to the left side first, just because that's where I'm laying. Your right knee's going to bend, just put your foot on the ground. And then your left leg turns to the side and your pinky toe hits the ground. And you're going to bend your knee so your foot is about halfway up the mat. So you're on your mat. Your right foot is flat on the ground. Your left foot, the heel is lifted and the pinky toe side is on the ground. I think your foot is on your mat, but we'll see what happens. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift your hips off of the ground. You can put weight on your right leg, but I want you to slide your left leg out. You're going to slide your left leg out so that it gets straight. But you have to put weight in your left leg. Eventually, you can lift up your right leg. So this is what I want you to think, okay? Bend the left knee again. Put it back where we were. Lift your hips off of the ground. Now lighten your right foot so that you're not putting as much weight in your right foot. So maybe your toes are on the ground. And then slide the left foot out so that you feel that you're sliding it out. So I want your foot pushing against the mat so that you feel the foot sliding out. Nobody's getting this right. It's the same exercise, but your right leg can be up in there. Look at me. And the left leg slides out. But I'm trying to give you a little bit of assistance by letting you put your right foot down. Ideally, your hips are in the air, your right leg's in the air, and your foot slides out sideways. And then you strengthen the outer leg. Okay, try it one more time. Sorry, this is complicated. So the pinky toe side's on the ground. Lift your right leg in the air, or lift your hips in the air first. See if you can lift your right leg in the air, and then slide your left leg out. I'm making your life fun today. No other comments, please. And then try the other side. So right leg bends. Roll the shoulders together, lift the hips. If you can lift left foot from the ground, you do that and slide right leg out. And the foot is on the side. Try it a few times. Trying to do is strengthen the outer leg. There's an energy line there. It's called the gallbladder meridian. And if it's weak, you're probably holding on to a lot of unexpressed anger. There's laughter. So if you're not strong there, energy's not running. So the muscles are weak. Sometimes, yeah, we need to express our fire. Okay, just lay down and rest for a moment, because even if you don't think you did it right, something's happening. Okay. Take a few breaths. Since we're down here, and put your feet soles together, let your knees come out to the sides. Hands are on the belly. Let's take a few breaths here. These are all, interesting Pralaya poses that run energy on the outside of the leg. So, clearing some fire. Once again, because I'm on my left side, I want you to tip to the left so that your left knee goes on the ground and your right foot is on the ground with your right knee facing up towards the ceiling. Left knee is on the ground. So just tip to the side so your left knee's on the ground and your right knee's up. Okay? Everybody here? Cool. Roll your shoulders a little bit closer together, but try not to push hard with your head and shoulders. And what I want you to do is, remember when we were sitting down, I told you to push your right knee away and back. I want you now to push your right knee down into the ground. Push your right knee down into the ground. So the right knee is on the ground and pushing into the ground. Oh, I'm sorry, left knee. Left knee, left knee, wrong instructions. I'm like, why is everybody doing something else? Because I'm not giving the right instructions. Left knee's on the ground. Left knee's pushing down. And then I want you to lift your hips off of the ground. Your right foot can push. Keep your left knee on the ground and keep pushing down hard with your left knee. Now, if possible, lift your right foot off of the ground. Oh. And then you feel with your hips in the air. And you feel your outer hip. Hallelujah. Push your left knee down, lift your hips in the air, lift your right foot in the air, and you can shift a little from right to left, or you just lighten your right foot and shift from right to left. Ah. And then come back to the center. Maybe you let your feet soles touch or your legs stretch. You can choose. And it's not a really super strong muscle with most people. Watch energy for a few breaths. Just soften. When we go to the other side, let the feet soles touch. Tip a little to the right so that your right knee hits the ground. Push your right knee into the ground. Lift your hips off of the ground. And if you can, lift your left foot, off of the ground. And keep your hips lifted in the air. Push your right knee into the ground, lift your hips off of the ground, and if you can lift the left leg off of the ground, you lift it, and then you shift a little from left to right. Whoa. Liquor. And then you come back and you rest. And you close the eyes and you open the mouth and you take a deep breath. Oh, this was supposed to be easy flow. Cross your right ankle over your left. Straight legs, straight legs. Cross right ankle over left. Seems to be relaxing, huh? Now, all I want you to do is you're going to keep your ankles crossed, but you're going to try and push your legs out both directions to the side. So you're going to try and uncross your ankles, which means you're pushing your legs out, which turns on the muscles on the outer leg, okay? So you're trying to uncross your legs with the, just on the ground. So you're still turning on muscles on the outer hip, okay? Now relax for a second. And you're going to stay in the pose with the ankles crossed and lift your hips off of the ground and try and uncross them. So when you try and uncross them, you take the weight, or you make the muscles work on the outside of the hips, not just the inside. So you don't just tighten your buttocks and push up, you have to push the legs out at the same time. And if you, maybe you don't lift high, but just make the muscles turn on. And then relax and come back down. And then uncross the ankles. Notice the energy in the legs. It's not about how you think you look in the pose. It's about how the energy runs. So even if you're trying, the energy is running, okay? So just try. Now we go the other side. Left ankle crosses over right. Just sitting on the ground, straight legs. Try and uncross your ankles. So you're turning on the muscles on the outside of the leg. Then we're going to try and lift the hips and do the same thing. So you can roll the shoulders a little closer together. I like to take my heel back a tiny bit, lift the hips, and then try and uncross. And you may feel it in the lower back as well, that the muscles are working there. Try and uncross the ankles. And this is not my favorite pose. I hardly ever do it, but apparently today was special. Do what you can, and then exhale, release. Why don't I hardly ever do it? Because I'm not good at it. And this is what we do, is we avoid the poses we're not good at, but then we never get strong. And why are we avoiding those muscles? There's often emotion in those muscles that we're not using because your cells have memory. When you run that energy, you clear the stuck emotion. Maybe you feel a rush of heat. All is possible. Let's bend the knees, place the feet flat on the ground. Keep a little distance between your feet, hip width. And I want you to lift your hips off of the ground just in a bridge, but your weight is pulling back onto your heels. And maybe you can touch your heels. And then again, your ankles are pushing out to the side. You don't roll your feet, but you're always pushing out so that the muscles on the outside of the leg turn on. Imagine you're holding a block between your knees at the same time, but you're pushing your ankles out so that, weight on the heels, pull back, push out, smile. It's about running energy, not what you look like in the pose. Take a few breaths here. Lift a little higher if you can. Weight on the heels, push out. Imaginary block between your knees, lift up. And now reach your knees away from your hips and your hips away from your shoulders. Deep breaths. And exhale, come back. Straighten your legs. And watch. Feel what's going on. Your purpose is to notice the energy. I'm telling you, there's a lot to be angry about out there in the world right now. And if you're not clearing it, it's going to cook you. So you better cook in here than out there, okay? Because I care about you and I'm cooking you because I like you. I want you to make your way up, roll off to your side onto your hands and knees. Now, we're just going to do a little bit of a cat-cow, get some spine moving here. Inhale, looking up, stretch the belly. Exhale, head goes down, spine goes up. And then pause for a moment. And I want you to see if you can take your right foot beside your right hand. Take your right foot on the outside of your right hand. You can wiggle up there if you need to. And then I want you to bend your knee a little deeper. Keep your chest lifted, your back is flat. Bend your knee a little deeper, and then push your knee out to the side. And when you push your knee out to the side, what happens? You feel the outside of your leg again. How cool is that? You guys, I hope you can walk tomorrow. But it's as simple as that. So even doing push the knee forward, push the knee out and the ankle out. You don't roll your foot, keep your foot flat. And now bend the knee a little deeper and you start to feel the quadriceps. But anytime you're doing a bent knee position, make sure the knee is going out. And then you feel the outer thigh. Now straighten the leg in the front a little bit. Don't overstretch the hamstring. It doesn't like that. And then bend it a little bit again. Stretch, lift the chest. As you lift the chest, you flatten the back and more energy runs. And then push the knee out to the side. Strong contraction on the outside of the hip. You don't even need to do, this is a warrior pose. This is like warrior pose, but you're just turning on the muscle. And then come back, straighten the leg again. We're gonna do it one more time. Bend the knee, lift the chest so the energy runs into the leg. Bend the knee deeper, push the knee out to the side so you feel a contraction on the outside of the hip. Smile, and then see if you can come any lower. See if you can come lower with your elbows towards the ground. Come down, just relax. Oh, it's not relaxing. And rock a little from side to side. Now, this is a good pose. What would happen if you took your right hand and put it behind your right foot? Put your right hand behind your right foot. And then take your head towards your ankle. So if you ever wanted to put your foot behind your head, this is how you train to do that. You may need to put your foot behind your head one day. I'm just saying. When that day comes, you'll thank me. Lekker zeg. And then we come out, and pull that leg back and you feel your quadricep. You can do whatever you want. You want to sit on your heels, you want to do a cat-cow, you want to run out of the room. But you feel the energy running in your leg. When the legs get strong, listen, when the legs get strong, your spine will release. So you can do a better forward bend. I'm not just doing this for my own entertainment, although it is fun. All right. Guess what we get to do? The other side. Come back onto the hands and knees. You can do a cat-cow if you want. And then I want the left foot to come out beside the left hand. Left foot comes out in front by the left hand. And then I want you to bend the knee a little deeper and then push the knee out to the left. So you're start to feel the contraction on the outside of the left knee. Keep more weight on your heel. Push the left knee out to the left. Feel the contraction on the out, and then just straighten the front leg or the left leg. I want you to get to the point where you understand how energy runs into your leg. Bend the knee in the front. If your knee is passing your foot, you need to make your step a little bigger, okay? Because I don't want you to overstretch the front of your knee. Bend the knee a little deeper. Push the left knee out to the left until you feel the contraction in the outer hip. Got that? Yeah. Nice. And then you come back again. Straighten the leg. Do that a few times, and we get this cooking sensation in the upper thigh. Push the knee out to the side. And then one more time, and then we're going to go down a little bit, taking the elbows towards the ground, but keep pushing the knee out to the side as you do this. Don't let the knee come in, then you miss the prize. See if you can get the elbows towards, try and keep your back flat. Try not to round too much as you come down. You can rock to the left and the right. You find something that works. You take your left hand, maybe behind your left ankle, and your head maybe can go towards your foot, but you're trying not to round your back too much. But yeah, hey, this is how you get your foot behind your head. You know what else you could do is put a block under your left foot, and then you're going to raise your foot instead of taking your head down. You take your knee up. Push the knee out to the side while you're there, and you notice something really special. Oh, you don't need to do crazy, ridiculous poses. Just put your foot forward and lean out to the side. This isn't a crazy pose. All you did was step your foot back. All right, stretch one more time, and then we're coming out of this. Oh, what happened? I don't know. And you notice the energy running in your legs. All right. You got a block. We have a block. Yeah, we do. I want you, I'm gonna block. Grab that. I want you to straighten your legs, and you're gonna put the block under your left hip. The block is gonna go under your left hip. So you're just gonna sit with your left sit bone on the block, okay? Your left leg is stretched out, and your right leg goes back. Your right leg goes back so that all 5 toes are on the ground, and I want your heel outside of your hip a little bit. So don't sit on your heel, take your heel a little bit out, okay? Just a little bit out. If you can. I don't want the foot winging off to the side, because if my foot wings off to the side with my inside of, I'm stretching the inside of my knee. I don't want that. So I want the toes pushing down. You can lean a little to the left here. Just put your fingertips on the ground with your left hand. And then I want you to lift your right heel off of the ground. Lift your right heel off of the ground. The top of the foot is on the ground, but lift your right heel off of the ground so that you're turning on muscles here, okay? I don't want you overstretching the top of the foot. We're gonna kind of let the leg go down a little bit, but I want you to keep some pressure with the heel pushing up a little bit, okay? Just a little bit, not too much, but I don't want you to just passively relax this leg and let it be there, because it needs to have a little bit of protection, or you're going to overstretch it. And then we're going to undo all the work that we did strengthening the outside. Okay. So you got to keep it a little bit tense. And then, all right, let's come forward first, just a little bit of forward bend. Front leg can be bent. I don't even care. Try and keep your spine long. We keep a little bit of tension on the back heel, and then lean, trying to get your belly towards your thigh. Now you're going to come up on an inhale, and I want you possibly to grab the back of your knee and lift your leg. Some of you can reach down and grab your foot or your ankle and lift it up. I want you to lift that leg up. If you can hold on with left hand and left to big toe, you can do that. If not, keep this foot active. Careful. And then you're going to keep that leg up in the air for a second, look at your big toe, and then let it go and leave it there. Ah! And there's the front of your thigh, and then lower it down. Now we're going backwards. And it's about the front of your right thigh. We've been working there today. Some of you can possibly take the block out. You're going to walk your arms back and see if you can get your elbows to hit the ground. Maybe you can. You're going to really start to feel the front of your thigh. Feel that? If the block's in the way, you can take it out. And some of you can lay flat here. If you can lay flat and you're still not feeling anything, pull your left knee into your belly, like this. And then you'll feel it. Stretch on the front of the right thigh. Take deep breaths here. Open the mouth on the exhale. I'm going to come out slowly, coming back up. Unwind. Take the leg back out. Block goes under right hip, under the right sit bone. Left leg folds back. And the heel is a little bit out, and your heel's trying to push up towards the ceiling like the other side. Bend the front knee as you start to fold forward. Keep the spine long. Rock a little from left to right. Feel what's going on. Stretch the hamstring. Up again. We're going back. If you want to move the block, you can, but you're just leaning back. And there's a stretch in the front of the left thigh. Lift the chest. Don't round the back. You can twist a little from left to right if you want. Feel what's possible. You want to take the block out, take the block out. Maybe you get your elbows towards the ground. And you start to really feel the stretch in the front of that thigh. The further back you go. More breath. You're all the way back, not feeling anything. Pull your right knee in. Coming out. You gotta come back up. Just lie down. Almost there. Almost done. Legs are going to go up in the air because we're going to detox the legs just a little bit. And you can have your arms straight up in the air too. Just let them, long deep breaths with your arms and your legs. Straight up in the air. Maybe you can feel energy between your hands. Maybe you can feel energy in your legs. If your hamstrings are tight, this is difficult because it feels like a stomach exercise. So maybe you need to bend the knees a little bit. If your hamstrings are loose, you can have your feet right above your hips. But I want you to feel the energy at the bottoms of your feet. Close your eyes, relax the face. It's about noticing energy. Stay for a little bit. And then I want you to take your arms and your legs. Your arms are going to go up as if they're going over your head, not all the way, just halfway maybe. And your legs are going to go as if they're going to go back on the mat. So your arms and your legs are sort of separating, but in a boat. And then you're going to bring them back up to the center again. Okay? Just not touching. And you're going to do that a few times at your own safe distance. So go out as far as you can, keeping the legs and the arms straight. Maybe you can go all the way down and all the way up, but just do that a few times. Getting the core, the stomach a little tighter. We're going to do one more. And then I want your arms and legs straight up in the air again, and you're going to start to shake. Shake your arms and your legs. And I really want you to shake. Let's make your cheeks shake, make your whole body shake here. We're going to do this for about a minute, and then you're going into Shavasana. And the better you shake, the more you open up the energy channel. So really go wild here. I don't care if you kick your own buttocks and punch the air, just really go crazy. Kick, 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 shake everything. Your body almost is jumping off of the ground. Shake, 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 shake. 30 seconds, and then you get to lay down and you get to relax. Almost there. Shake everything, I promise. The reward is nice. 3, 2, 1. You're going into Shavasana. But I want you to notice the energy. Ideally, you go right into it and you don't have to move, but if you're cold and you need something to keep you warm, go ahead and do that. A lot about the legs, a lot about running energy on the outer, upper, and lower leg, which helps us to clear gallbladder meridian, which is where we hold on to a lot of anger often. And we think we're being nice by holding on to anger, but it's actually not a good thing. So I want you to just relax right now. I would like you to just surrender completely into any observation of energy that you feel. And we're going to start, I want you to start at your feet. I want you to notice the energy at the bottom of your feet. And straighten the legs, straighten the legs. And there's an energy center below your feet. And ideally, what I want is that energy to flow down and out, releasing into the ground. And so feel as if that energy below your feet is almost like a magnet pulling you down, grounding you, making you stable. And then noticing your feet, your toes, your ankles. We worked there quite a bit today. You can feel energy on your feet, your ankles. And see if you can allow that to be there, give it permission to be there, the energy, whatever you notice, even if it's an ache or a pain, allow it to be there and allow it to expand by relaxing even more. And I want you to notice your calf muscles, your lower leg. Just feel as there's observe. Don't look for anything. It's just an observation. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. But if maybe you feel a sensation of energy, whatever you feel, and even if it's nothing, let it expand. Give it permission to be exactly what it is. And relax even deeper. And feel your knees. Any energy around your knees? Relax even deeper. Give everything permission to be there. Aches, pains, anything that's there. Give it space. Feel your upper thigh, upper part of your leg, front, back. And it's warm. I know it's cooking because we did a lot. I really want you to give that permission to be there. Any sensation you feel, allow that to expand by relaxing even deeper. All the work you did now can be released. Your hips, feel your hips, the outside of your hips, around your belly, your lower back. Feel anything, sensation you feel there. Nothing required to feel. It's what you are doing. What are you experiencing right now? And allow that, allow it to expand by relaxing even deeper. Give it more space. And your back, chest, up to your neck. Observe anything. Relax even deeper. Give it more space. Your arms, your hands. Give it all permission to be there. And expand by relaxing deeper. Your neck and your head. Notice anything and relax even deeper. I want you to preserve this feeling. Maybe you want to stay. Maybe you don't want to move, and that's a good sign that the body is so relaxed. You've cleared some of the energy. When the body can relax so deeply, you release the stress, you release the tension. You open the energy channels by doing the poses. I want you slowly to bring your attention back into the body. I'm sorry that we have to get up again. You don't have to go fast. Watch the energy as you come back and take a deep breath. And you got this energy that you notice has this body to walk around in. It's a gift. Take care of it. Coming back slowly, maybe bending the knees, rolling off to one side. was really about opening up the energy line on the outside of the legs. Getting strong. Make your way up to a seated position. And while you're in this energy, I want you to just bring your hand palms to your heart. And what I understand from energy work is when your intentions, what you wish for and long for in your life, in this energy are aligned, it becomes very powerful. So I want to give you a moment just to put an intention of something that you would like to see grow or heal or expand in your life. I want you to say that now in your head. Whatever it is you're longing for, put it into this energy. And take a deep breath, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And thank you very much for joining me today. I wish you love. Namaste.